let's consider the following example in the file data models 10. In the worksheet reps, we have a list of our sales reps. We have 470 of them, and we have the state for each sales rep. In the worksheet sales, we have all our sales transactions, and we have the sales rep who completed them. So we've got over 3,000 transactions, and we'd like to know how many units were sold in each state. So what most people would do is do a vertical lookup that we studied earlier, do a VLOOKUP on the ID in the reps worksheet and find the state, and then do a SUMIF or do a pivot table to summarize the sales by state. Now, we've got a pretty small spreadsheet here, but what if you had 1,000,000 rows? You'd have 1,000,000 VLOOKUPs, and that's not going to work very well. And you might even have data in the database, some in a spreadsheet, and you want to tie it together, and VLOOKUPs is just not going to cut it. So that's why in Excel 2013, which we're using here, and also, of course, Excel 2016, Microsoft added the data model feature and the concept of relationships that basically allow us to tie together different data sources without VLOOKUPs and have things work fairly quickly. And understanding the data model is a prerequisite for you to do anything with Power Pivot, Microsoft's really powerful feature that lets you do sort of pivot table-like reports on hundreds of millions of rows, some of which may come from the database, some from the internet, some from text files, some from worksheets. You can do a mashup from different sources. So let's introduce you to the data model here. So first step is to make all your sources a table. So we'll make the sales worksheet a table and the reps a table. And then basically we'll add them to the data model as we go along. Then create a relationship that lets Excel know that basically through the ID we can find the states. In other words, if it says ID 210 in the sales worksheet, and I go and find 210 down here in the reps worksheet, I know the state was Utah, which as they're not in the playoffs. Okay, so now what we can do is select this, Control Shift down arrow, Control T, make it a table, and we'll name that sales. And we can add that to the data model. See, if I go here and I go Insert and look for Pivot Table Report, I've got this option to add that table to the data model. Okay, now I can go to Reps, make that a table, go up to the top, Control Shift right arrow, Control Shift down arrow. Okay, so now I can do Control T, and then we've made that a table, and I would like to make that called Reps. Okay. And if I go in there and Insert, Pivot Table, I can add that one to the data model. Okay, now I need a relationship. I need Excel to understand that basically the ID codes can link these different data sources. So you would go to Data tab, form a new relationship. This isn't like Tinder or Match.com. So down here you would go Reps. That the primary field column in the related table is going to be the one that has sort of the unique key that lets you tie things together. And so that's going to be the reps worksheet, has basically one ID for each rep. And the other worksheet, the sales worksheet, the reps appear more than once. So then right here we would have sales, and then we would have ID. And we've now linked things together. Close. Okay, now I go to one of these blank worksheets. Okay, it was ready for a pivot table. Now if I click all here, I can see both the reps and the sales tables and pick the fields between them that I want. So in the row field, okay, I want the state. Okay, now the state would be in sales. It was in reps, sorry. So I would have the state here. And then basically I want the sales to be the values. There you go. I know Alabama, besides having a great football team, sold 23,517 units. Okay, now that's pretty amazing that we can do that. Now, if you click on Quick Explorer here, okay, you can drill to the ID level, sort of like double-clicking in a pivot table. Okay, I can find all the sales reps who were in Alabama. Okay, and find their all the rows that were sales in Alabama, and the total 23,517. that's where it came from. So it's really important to understand this data model if you're going to go anywhere with business intelligence in the Microsoft packages. So we named the table sales, then we named the table reps, we added these to the data model, created the relationship. The primary key was reps and ID, primary was reps and ID, and the foreign was sales and ID. Then we created the pivot table with the state in the row field and the sales in the value field. And you'll find this really provides a nice way to avoid VLOOKUPs if you have very big worksheets and you want to combine data from different sources. So it could actually be databases, other web sources, etc.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and there's a free course, a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, and all of these videos are coming from one of three books. So first, this one, which you can see here at the top of the screen, Microsoft's book, which has 355 reviews, and then it's, let's see, 4.6 stars. It's coming from this book as well, his marketing analytics book, which is down here, and you can sort of see 4.5, or his newest book, his analytics stories book, which is here. And with that one, you can see it's 4 point something, or maybe even 5. I don't think it's 5. Yeah, 4.8. And so, yeah, anyways, in the description, there's a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, or you can go to excelwithwayne.com/free, and it'll be there. But again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just please let us know. Thanks.